What's up, guys? It's your boy Dekkster here, and I'm going to be making predictions for the top 10 cards of Kobolds and Catacombs. I could be wrong. Once again, predictions, so please don't crucify me if I'm wrong. But these seem like pretty solid cards that I think are probably going to be run in their respective lists. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Number 10. So number 10 on the list here is Flanking Strike, which is actually a hunter card, which is pretty cool. 4 mana, and it deals 3 damage to a minion and summons a 3/3 wolf. You can look at this as kind of like an upgraded Fireplume Phoenix. Maybe it's kind of similar to a Firelands Portal. I don't know, but I think this thing's going to be a staple in hunter lists. I think each hunter list is going to run 2 of these. It doesn't really matter what it is. If you're going for the new possible archetype of like a spell hunter, this is obviously going to be ran in that. And if you're going mid-range, you might want to use this as well. If there's a control archetype that comes out, you're probably going to want to use this. It's just an amazing card, doing the 3 damage plus summoning a beast, which, you know, can be buffed and all of that. It just synergizes well with hunter, and it just seems like a great card. So if you're running hunter, make sure you get some of these. And I mean, it's a common, so I'm really hoping those hunter players are going to be able to get this. And I'm just excited. I'm just excited that hunters get something that's going to be good, and it's also going to be free to play, because mid-range hunter is always seen as a free to play list. People are always asking me what to play for free to play, and I just keep saying mid-range hunter. So this kind of spices it up a little bit, and just a big fan of this card in general. Number 9. Number 9 is Explosive Runes, the Mage Secret. It's 3 mana, and after your opponent plays a minion, you deal 6 damage to it and any excess to their hero. This is probably better than Mirror Entity. If someone plays a Tar Creeper, you'll kill it and you'll do, you know, 1 to their face. If someone plays something like a Patches into your secret because they think it's a Mirror Entity, you're going to get a lot more value out of this because all the excess damage is going to their face. This is going to be amazing for Secret Mage archetypes, which I think is going to be high tier 2, maybe even bottom tier 1. I don't know. We'll have to see. But playing these in place of Mirror Entity is just amazing. I prefer to deal with the threat and do some face damage than get a copy of something that could be bad. And it's a little bit harder to play around because no matter what, you're getting a great effect out of the secret. But I mean, it just kills so many things. Not a lot of things have more than 6 health, and it kind of just fits in the playstyle. If they play something like a Lich King on turn 8 and this does 6 damage to it, it only has 2 health left, maybe you go ahead and kill it with your Arcanologist or something like that. This is an amazing card, and I'm definitely looking forward to playing some sort of Secret Mage archetype, or just Tempo Mage. Tempo Mage, Secret Mage, same thing. Number 8. So number 8 is Twilight Acolyte, the Epic Priest card. The 3 mana 2/4, and the battle cry is, if you're holding a dragon, swap this minion's attack with another minion's. That's any minion. That's not a friendly minion, so it's probably usually going to be an opponent's minion. If your opponent plays, you know, a big boy, if he plays a big boy, you could just easily make it a little boy. You just make it a little boy and you take his attack and you throw it on here. This has incredible synergy with Shadow Word Pain, Cabal Shadow Priest. It's pretty much just going to be a staple, I assume, in any dragon archetype. And I kind of feel like Highlander Priest is going to shift towards a more dragon Highlander archetype, where this is going to be played. This is going to be great. This card is good. This is a really good card. I don't know if Priest needed such a great card, but they got it. Number 7. All right, guys, so number 7 is Unstable Evolution, the Shaman spell. It's 1 mana, and it reads, transform a friendly minion into one that costs 1 more. Repeatable this turn. So this is actually repeatable as many times as you can. So if you have 9 mana, you can use this 9 times. If you have 5 mana, you can use this 5 times. So it's really good for value trading if you want to value trade anything into your opponent's board, obviously. And then you evolve it. It's almost like healing it in a way, kind of. It's also just great for starting to build a minion. If you have nothing else to do that turn, maybe you want to evolve your totem. Maybe you want to evolve your Firefly. I don't know. You can turn anything into something great. I'm very confident that this is just going to be a staple in Evolve Shaman, or maybe any kind of Shaman archetype, really. Just the potential of this card, being able to evolve something if you get something bad. If you evolve something and it turns into a Doomsayer and you're going to wipe your board, maybe you don't want that, you go ahead and evolve it again. If you evolve something and you get Bomb Squad, you want Bomb Squad, you're going to evolve it again. If you know, it goes on and on. You can get rid of all your terrible evolutions, which is usually a big problem of evolve. It makes it very RNG. And while this is still RNG, it kind of, I don't know. Nah, it's still RNG, but you know what I mean. It's like a little bit better. A little less RNG, but still RNG. You know what I mean. Number 6. Okay, so number 6 is Vulgar Homunculus. Hope I'm saying that right. It's a 2-mana 2/4 demon for the Warlock class, obviously. And it reads Taunt and Battle Cry, deal 2 damage to your hero. Dealing 2 damage to your hero is not a big deal, especially for getting something this great out there real early. This beautiful demon right here, he has an amazing stat line. Plus, he has Taunt. It's great for stopping aggression, or if you just want to be aggressive yourself, protecting your board. You got some Flame Imps, go ahead and play this as well, and you're going to kind of protect them. So maybe your Flame Imps are going to do a little more damage. You know what I mean? It's just a great card. Plus, it's a demon, so it has synergy with like a Blood Fury Potion. Put this on 2 and a Blood Fury Potion on the following turn. Oh my gosh, it's going to get pretty insane, guys. Definitely loving this card, and it's probably going to be run in zoo lists as well as more control archetypes, maybe even discard archetypes. Probably yeah. Probably just Warlock in general is going to want to use this. I don't see why they wouldn't, unless they want to run Keleseth instead, but I think this is a little more consistent in zoo than a Keleseth would be. So maybe that's just up to personal preference, but I like this bad boy. He's really good. He's a good boy here. Number 5. Number 5 is Layline Manipulator, the mage 4-mana 4/5. Battle Cry, if you're holding any cards that didn't start in your deck, reduce their cost by 2. Plus, it's an elemental. Now, this is great because mages are usually running elementals. They're switching towards elemental archetypes, especially with control because of Jaina. They are also running a lot of cards that don't start in their deck if you get it from a glyph. Kabbalist Tome, a babbling book. There's just so many different ways for mages to get cards that didn't start in their deck. So this thing just fits amazingly with almost every mage archetype. Plus, it allows you to do the questless Exodia Mage that everyone talks about, because you can discount your cards and kind of just kill your opponent in one turn without having to complete the quest. So that's going to be fun. I'm sure a lot of people are looking forward to that. I do think this will probably not be run in secret sort of tempo mages, but every other mage archetype is probably going to be looking to run this. Number 4. All right, so number 4 for me is Valdor Strider, the rogue card. It's a 4-mana 4/4, and the battle cry is shuffle 3 ambushes into your deck. When drawn, summon a 4/4 spider. So this is great for multiple reasons. Number 1, rogues kind of have a hard time filling that 4-mana spot, so this is kind of just perfect. Another reason being that it shuffles 3 ambushes into your deck. So these ambushes summon a 4/4 spider, plus they make you draw a card. So that would be great if rogues have a way to draw cards, right? That'd be great if you could just cycle through your deck as rogue, which they do. They got Miracle Rogue. They have Auctioneers, which are usually ran, and I think Sprint's going to become kind of a big deal here. Imagine just sprinting, summoning a couple of these dudes, and just cycling through your deck so nicely. It's going to be amazing. Plus, if you really wanted to, you can like Shadow Step this dude, get some more action out of that, or maybe play what is Sonya Thick Dancer? I think that's who it is. This card is just going to provide insane value. It might be somewhat of an investment. Maybe you get it later on, but if you're cycling through your cards like Miracle Rogue does, this is going to be great. I don't know if it's going to be running anything besides Miracle, but this just makes Miracle just swing so hard. It's going to be so good. Really looking forward to this card. Number 3. Number 3 for me is Duskbreaker. It's a 4-mana 3/3 dragon for the priest class, and its battle cry is if you're holding a dragon, deal 3 damage to all other minions. This just seems insane to me. I'm not sure why priest of all classes really needed this. Maybe they're trying to switch dragon to more that control-y archetype than the sort of tempo mid-range thing that it usually is. And they're doing a good job of switching it here. I think this is going to be played more in like a Highlander sort of archetype. Yeah, dragon in general is going to play it. It is a little counterproductive to the old style of dragons, dragon priest, where you usually want to develop a board. So this kind of does damage to all minions. So your own side of the board as well. But other than that, this is going to be amazing. Clearing board, dealing with aggro. This is just going to be pretty insane and pretty much just a staple in any sort of priest deck with dragons. Now, if you're not running any dragons, you're probably not going to want to use this. If you're only running one dragon, you probably don't want this. But I don't think priests are going in that direction. It seems like Blizzard really wants all priests to run dragons. So this will definitely be in those lists. Number 2. The number 2 is Psychic Scream. We were just talking about how priest does not need more AoE. We got Arcane or Embrace Circle. We got Pint Size Horror. We got Duskbreaker. We got Holy Nova. We got Dragonfire Potion. And now we got Psychic Scream. So this is gonna be kind of hard to play around. I see this mostly damaging Druid, actually. I mean, it's gonna hurt anybody who's just aggressive and board flooding. Evolved Shaman, this is probably gonna hurt. Aggro Pally, this is gonna hurt. Mid-range, just anything aggro, really. But specifically Druid is gonna get wrecked by this, which is great. If you shuffle Jades back into their deck, it's gonna weaken their draws. They don't want to draw a 7/7 Jade that costs 7 mana. It's kind of a waste. So in a way, not destroying the minions is good. Throwing it into their deck, polluting their deck, saturating their deck with bad draws is even better. Throwing a bunch of Spreading Plague minions. Throwing a bunch of Living Mana, or just a bunch of minions that just got Mark of the Lotus, or something like that. This is going to be pretty insane, and is going to be a staple in any priest deck that's more control-y. Highlander, of course, is going to be running this. I don't think Big Priest is going to be running this. Probably not. Probably not Big Priest. But I don't know. Maybe you want to throw a bunch of... Maybe you want to throw a bunch of expensive minions in your opponent's deck. No, probably not Big Priest. Probably just... It's going to be running control. It's going to be running control. And maybe even a slower control dragon, possibly. But it kind of defeats the purpose of a aggressive mid-range tempo dragon priest, because it's going to clear your own board as well. So this is mostly just going to be a staple in control archetypes, such as Highlander, which I believe is going to be a tier 1 deck. Runners up. The runner-ups. Okay, so before we get to number 1, we're going to be talking about runner-ups. Yeah, so for runner-ups, runners, the cards that weren't top 10, but almost made top 10, we have Elven Minstrel, a 4-mana 3/2, which is a terrible stat line, but its effect is so good. Combo, draw 2 minions from your deck. Now, this isn't draw 2 cards, this is draw 2 minions, which could be better or worse depending on how you think of it, but I think it's better. It allows you to strengthen your future draws. Maybe you want to get one of those Shiny Finder guys. You can play this, and you're probably going to pull one of your Shiny Finder guys, and then you're going to get your Kingsbane. So this improves the consistency of your Kingsbane archetypes, and I definitely like it. It's just good in any archetype, really, maybe for finding your auctioneers. Maybe you're just running low on cards, and you need to find, I don't know, more SI agents or something. This is just an amazing card, and it's not going to be run in every rogue list, but I definitely see it fitting in several rogue archetypes. So our other runner-up is the 5-mana 4/4 neutral card, Arcane Tyrant. This costs 0 if you cast a spell that costs 5 or more this turn. It's elemental. In a way, it's going to be a free card. It's going to be a 0-mana 4/4. Who doesn't want a 0-mana 4/4? Obvious placement for this is going to be something like a big druid, where you're going to be running plagues, you're going to be running nourishes, you're going to be running infests. Another spot where this might work is a more expensive sort of mage list. I think mages are going to come up with a new archetype that's more expensive spell mage sort of things. So maybe you cast a meteor, then you get a free 4/4. Maybe you cast a flame strike, you clear their board, plus you get a free 4/4. It's good. I don't. If you're running like 3 to 4 spells that cost 5+, this might just be an auto include. It just seems really good value. It's a way better Happy Ghoul, because Happy Ghoul required you to heal your face, and not everyone could heal their face, number one, and number two, you had to have damage on your face in order to heal your face, in order for Happy Ghoul to be free. You know what I'm talking about. But this card just seems like an improved version of Happy Ghoul. And don't even look at the 5 mana right there. Look at it as 0 mana. 0 mana 4/4. Because you don't want to be playing this on turn 5 for full cost. You're probably just not gonna. Number one, in my opinion, for the KAC, is Kobold Librarian. It's a 1 mana 2/1, and its battle cry is draw a card, deal 2 damage to your hero. Now this is a Warlock card, so sadly not everyone's gonna be able to use this, but this card is so broken, and it's just amazing. Warlocks are always life tapping, dealing 2 damage to the face to draw a card. Now this is half the cost of that, 1 mana instead of 2, and you get a 2/1 body on the board. That's borderline OP. Well, maybe it's just OP. It's not borderline. It's amazing. This is great. Who wouldn't want this? If this was a neutral card, everyone would be running this thing. This is going to be run in every Warlock list. Here's my bold. It's a bold prediction. I don't know if it's that bold because it seems like it's going to happen. You're going to be running 2 of these in Zoo. You're going to be running 2 of these in Control. You're going to be running 2 of these in Discard. Pretty much any list that says Warlock on it, you're going to be running this thing in it. It seems a little too good to be true. It's just so good. It's so good. It's so amazing. Weapon. So the best weapon, in my opinion, is going to be King's Bane, the rogue weapon. It's a 1 mana 1/3, and its death rattle is shuffle this into your deck. It keeps any enchantments, which seem pretty good, but you might find difficulty getting it from your deck. But we also got the Cavern Shiny Finder, which is gonna have a battle cry where it pulls a weapon out of your deck. So if this is the only weapon that's in your deck, Shiny Finders are definitely going to improve the consistency of pulling this out, especially if you're running Elven Minstrels as well. Those will find your Shiny Finders, and your Shiny Finders will find your King's Bane. One of the main things I like about this weapon is when you use it with Doomerang, it's been confirmed by devs, it returns back to your hand with its enchantments. So you're going to be wanting to run some deadly poisons, probably leeching poison as well. You're going to apply your deadly poisons. You're going to buff this thing up to a 4/3. And then when it has 1 durability left, you Doomerang it, you hit something, it goes back to your hand, and then you can re-equip it. And you still have the deadly poison. Maybe you still have the leeching poison. You're still going to have everything. So you could almost have a win condition where you just have a huge King's Bane that your opponent just can't seem to deal with. You can use Captain Greenskin on this thing. You can use Squid Face. You can use Naga Corsair. This is just going to be insane, and I'm really looking forward to Weapons Rogue. I'm hoping it's finally a thing. Maybe it'll be tier 2, tier 3. I don't know. This weapon definitely seems to be the best of any of the weapons. So the runner-up weapon is, I think it's Alunith. I don't know how to pronounce it. I didn't watch the stream, but it's a 6 mana 0/3. At the end of your turn, draw 3 cards. This is going to be pretty bad if you're playing something similar to Quest Mage, where you're going to have a polluted hand. Maybe Control Mage doesn't even want to run this, but I think this thing is going to make Secret Mage or Tempo Mage super good, super consistent. Basically, once you find this, you're never going to run out of steam. It's like a Jeeves, but better, because it only works for you. So you're going to apply this thing, you're going to dump your hand, you're going to use your explosive runes, you're going to use your fireballs, you're just going to throw everything at your opponent, then you're constantly going to recharge, draw 3 cards, be able to dump everything again. One of the main downsides of playing a Tempo Mage or a Secret Mage is when you run out of cards pretty fast, and then you just lose. I mean, that's the issue with a lot of aggressive decks, is you just run out of steam, and it seems like it's going to be really easy to not run out of steam if you have Alunith. But maybe it's the last card in your deck, and you just get screwed anyways. But people probably won't play around that, and once again, this strengthens Secret Mage so much. So I'm hoping it's going to be top of tier 2, maybe bottom of tier 1. We'll have to see. So I also wanted to go over what I think are the best Spellstones. I'm just going to have number 1 and then the number 2, the runner-up. So number 1 is going to be the Warlock Spellstone, the 4 mana Lesser Amethyst Spellstone. It's lifesteal and it deals 3 damage to a minion. Take damage from your cards to upgrade. Now, one of the reasons why I think this is probably one of the best Spellstones, or is the best Spellstone, is because you're going to be taking damage from your cards, obviously. Plus, this heals you, so it's going to be nice. This thing would be god tier staple if it could do damage to anything, because you could throw it at your opponent's face. But you can't, so it's going to be used on a minion, which is still good. Is it going to be used in Zoo? Possibly not. Control? Absolutely. This is going to be pretty solid. Definitely liking this Spellstone. Yeah, it's the best one out there. So the runner-up for the Spellstone is Lesser Emerald Spellstone, the 5-mana Hunter Spellstone. And it summons 2 3/3 wolves. And then you got to play a secret to upgrade this bad boy. As it is, 2 3/3 wolves for 5 mana is not terrible. I don't think you're going to be running this unless you're also running secrets. So if you're ever going to be seeing, you know, the spell hunter archetype, this is going to be ran in it. Absolutely. I don't know. It's just, it's good enough to the point where maybe hunters are going to consider putting more secrets in just to get value out of this. Maybe even a couple. Just a couple secrets. You throw this bad boy in there, you're probably going to get some good value out of it. Maybe your board gets wiped. You've been holding on to this thing, and all of a sudden you flood it again with 4 3/3 wolves. That's pretty good value. That's pretty insane. And I definitely think we're going to be seeing a lot of this in Hunter. So there are my predictions for the top cards for Kobolds and Catacombs. I'm really excited for the KAC to come out this Thursday. So we'll see if these predictions are pretty accurate or not. But yeah, those are my bold predictions. Hope you guys enjoyed them. Please like, sub, share, and follow me on Twitch. I'm trying to stream. So that's it. That's all I got, boys. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace!